going to make a tube for the dollhouse for soaps and creams and stuff like that. So first I take a piece of straw. This is just for juice brick, and I cut it off at the end here. Then I have a tea light, and I have this tongue with those ripples inside, and I'm just going to use the tea light to melt the end here and keep it in the tongue for a little, and you will get an end like this. Cut off this little excess and cut it off in the length like that. So now it looks like a soap tube or cream tube. Looks nice. And I decide on the length of my tube. I think around here. But that's all up to you. And now I'm going to glue this on this paper, and I'm going to make a mold. And for making the mold, I'm going to use my platinum silicone rubber. I'm using that because then I can use my UV resin also in the mold, and it can go into the oven, so I can use both ways. So I'm going to make my mold, and then I will be back. So I have the mold of this tube, and I can use it for clay or for resin, and here I just have some white clay. Heat up your clay and put it in your mold, and make sure you get it really good and tight down in the mold. Then I'm going to take my blade and cut off the rest clay here, the excess clay. And I'm actually going to squeeze it a bit so that the top of the tube gets a little bit rounded. I hope you can see the rounding here. And I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to bake it. I have some light gray clay that I'm going to put into my clay extruder, and I'm using a bit bigger hole than normal for this. I'm going to make the lid for my cream bottle, and I'm just going to roll out a nice string of this and bake that to. After baking, you demold it, then you got this little tube like things. I'm going to take some of my silver ink. You don't need to do this, but I like it. I like the result of it. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Then I'm going to take my cutting board and this strip we made, and I'm going to cut off a little less than a half centimeter. I think I'm going for the half, so that's 2.5 millimeters. And when the paint is dry, I glue this on top of the tube. So now you just take this one and glue on one of these small pieces. This is the lid. And you can find some different labels on the internet. And if you have a sticker maker like I do, you can just make some stickers of these labels. I have some that I made from the internet, so I'm just going to take one of those and stick on this one. I'm just not sure which one. This one, I think. So I'm just going to take the label and just place it here on the tube. And you can glaze the tube if you feel like, to make it a little more shiny. But otherwise that's the way you make a tiny tube of cream or something. And you can make it with resin as well, and then just one of these clay tops on there. You can make the top in the color you want to. But that's all there is to this little craft. I hope you like it, and happy crafting!